Wait. I'll tell you everything.
Yes, I know you will.
Let her go.
When it comes to World War II, our minds often turn to iconic battles, heroic soldiers, and the relentless machinery of global warfare. But some of the most fascinating remnants of that era lie not on battlefields but underground, hidden away for decades. Like something out of an Indiana Jones movie, recent discoveries have unveiled forgotten bunkers, sealed spaces frozen in time that now offer eerie glimpses into a vanished world. Dortmund's forgotten bar beneath the city. Beneath the modern streets of Dortmund lies a relic that stunned archaeologists when they cracked it open. Originally constructed between 1940 and 41, the bunker was part of Germany's extensive air raid shelter system designed to protect civilians from Allied bombings. Dortmund's bunkers form part of an elaborate underground system that could accommodate thousands. But this particular site, just 5 feet below the surface, held something unusual: a fully equipped post-war bar that had been sealed for over 50 years. City archaeologist Ingmar Luther led the team that accessed the site after decades of rumors and silence. Once a crane truck lifted the massive concrete slab that had kept the entrance sealed, the team descended into the unknown. Inside, they found a time capsule, broken furniture, kitchen utensils, bottles, and even menus scattered across several rooms. The establishment, once named Zur Grotte, served patrons beer and desserts like pineapple-topped sundaes during its operation from 1949 to 71. The bar's existence was the product of post-war innovation. In a city almost completely destroyed by the end of WWII, space was scarce, and desperation bred creativity. Local authorities supported odd business ventures to revive the economy. This underground pub was one such example, surviving until new regulations forced its closure. Remarkably, the space remained untouched for decades. Even the 1981 fire set by intruders didn't damage much of the bar's contents, thanks to the concrete and limited ventilation. Following the archaeological investigation, the city resealed the bunker to protect it from vandalism and preserve its historical value. Officials suggest it may one day be designated as a protected monument. For now, Zur Grotte remains sealed beneath Dortmund, an underground ghost of post-war resilience and forgotten revelry. The horror bunker of Unit 731.
Back in 1941, archaeologists have so far partially unearthed a U-shaped structure, which is about 108 feet long and 67 feet wide, from which numerous rooms and tunnels branch off from. While those parts of the structure are still buried, the team is already categorizing which areas likely served as laboratories, as dissection rooms, dining areas, holding cells, and more.
While Dortmund's bunker offers a quirky post-war story, not all rediscovered WWII bunkers are so benign. In northeast China, archaeologists recently uncovered a far darker site, believed to be the largest facility operated by Japan's notorious Unit 731. Located near the city of Anda, this underground complex was the epicenter of some of the most gruesome human experimentation during the war. Originally hidden from history, the U-shaped facility dates back to 1941 and contains a web of tunnels and interconnected rooms. Researchers believe these were used as labs, operating theaters, holding cells, and dissection chambers. The brutal experiments carried out here included exposure to chemical and biological agents, vivisections without anesthesia, and the deliberate infection of captives with plague, cholera, and anthrax. Thousands, Chinese, Korean, Russian, and even American prisoners, are believed to have died within these walls. Following Japan's surrender, much of Unit 731's activities were buried, literally and politically. The United States, keen to acquire the data for its own biowarfare programs, shielded many of the perpetrators from war crime prosecution. The location of the bunker was eventually lost to time until its rediscovery in 2023 reignited discussion about accountability and the horrors of unregulated science in wartime. The site has only been partially excavated, with archaeologists carefully documenting each room and artifact. Public access remains restricted due to safety concerns and the ethical weight of the atrocities committed there. But its rediscovery underscores how deep the wounds of WWII still run, and how the ground continues to yield the secrets of wartime atrocities long after peace was declared. Belgium's buried coastal fortress.
Beste mensen, we zijn in België, in Knokke-Heist. En ze hebben hier een ST-bunker gevonden met bouwwerkzaamheden. Ik ben binnen, dit is het ST-teken. En we gaan even gauw naar binnen toe. Oh, wat schitterend dit, een 134. Een ST.
Further west, a routine park maintenance operation in Knokke-Heist, Belgium, revealed another World War II remnant. This one buried just inches below a popular dune-covered park. Beneath the soil lay remnants of a German coastal fortress, including 3 intact bunkers, ammunition caches, and traces of the Atlantic Wall, a defensive system built by the Nazis to thwart an Allied invasion by sea. The 20-hectare site had served as a fortress since WWII, but the German military expanded it significantly during the Second World War. By 1943, the stronghold, named Stützpunkt Heist, consisted of over 60 interconnected structures, from artillery emplacements to barracks and anti-tank walls. The Nazis destroyed much of it during their retreat, and after the war, the Belgian government completed the job, covering it over and building the modern park on top. Despite being buried for decades, archaeologists found the bunkers in surprisingly good condition. Each one measured roughly 6 by 7 meters and featured meter-thick reinforced concrete walls. The finds also included a fragment of a concrete track, brick trenches, and a water well. Metal pipes and remnants of electricity cables suggest the site was fully operational and self-sustaining during the war years. Officials have opted not to turn the site into a public attraction. According to archaeologist Sam de Decker, opening the bunkers could raise safety and ethical concerns, especially given the weight of history associated with Nazi occupation. For now, the bunkers have been reburied to preserve them and to respect the complex emotions they might evoke. But their discovery adds another layer to the historical fabric of Europe's occupied landscapes. Preservation versus public access.
This is the real deal. See here, light fixture. Original, still up in the ceiling. All the cables, attachments for the cables up there. Triple wires running around up there. I think we still have another room here, or entrance area. There used to be a huge door. There's that wonderful writing.
The rediscovery of World War II bunkers raises a complicated question. Should these spaces be preserved in secrecy or shared as public historical sites? Dortmund, Anda, and Knokke-Heist represent a spectrum of answers. In Dortmund, officials chose to reseal the bar beneath a slab of concrete, prioritizing preservation and public safety. In Anda, the horror of what happened inside the Unit 731 bunker likely means it will remain off-limits, a somber memorial rather than a museum. In Belgium, the response has been more nuanced. While officials acknowledged the educational value of the find, they also emphasized concerns over vandalism, emotional distress, and environmental impact. This reluctance to expose WW2 bunkers to the public reflects a broader trend in post-war Europe, where remembrance often coexists uneasily with modern life. Many bunkers were built beneath cities, parks, and homes, and to expose them would mean revisiting trauma that communities may prefer to keep buried. Preservation also requires resources, funding for archaeological teams, security, and infrastructure to safely guide visitors. Without that, even the best preserved bunkers remain fragile. Moisture, mold, and natural decay continue even behind sealed doors. Artifacts like furniture, menus, and personal effects can degrade rapidly once disturbed. Dortmund's Zergrot bar is a prime example, remarkably intact only because it remained untouched for decades. Still, the allure of these underground time capsules continues to grow. They offer unique insights into the war, how people lived, resisted, and survived. Some historians argue for limited, controlled public access as a way to educate and foster remembrance. But each side is different, and the decision to open or seal must balance historical value with ethical responsibility. What lies beneath?
Look. Nice. Looks like a sort of bat, you see? That's insane. Wow, a world share here. Huh. Alright, so right now I'm gonna enter the biggest room in this whole bunker, which is this room right now. Check this out.
One of the most haunting aspects of these rediscovered bunkers is how close they've been to modern life. Dortmund's underground bar sat just beneath a neighborhood. Nach Heist's bunkers lay beneath a children's playground. The Onda facility, now in partial ruin, was once hidden by forest and forgotten maps. These finds also highlight the limitations of memory and the endurance of physical structures. Maps fade, documents are lost, but concrete remains. And rumors surrounding these bunkers persisted for decades. With every new discovery, we gain not just facts but context, a clearer understanding of how war shaped our present landscapes. Now it's time to hear from you. Would you want to see one of these sealed bunkers open to the public? Let us know in the comments section below.